This is illegal William. He is not a prince and he's not the legal future heir. This is him in Tex Mars implantable biochips. This is Project Lucid, which is the Rockefellers and Rothschilds who control the world now and kidnap me. This is Timothy McVeigh, who was programmed, and he says here he was programmed by the military. Was chip put up his buttocks. He was put to death for the Oklahoma City bombing. I'm going to show my Uncle George, illegal, at 39 when I was born, planning my kidnapping with Roosevelt and the Kennedys. This is the imposter that married Wallace Simpson, my father did, and he was married to Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, sister to artist Georgia O'Keefe, and I had a picture, but I've gotten knocked off the last times I've tried to put this up. This is an old picture of my sons. Mark is the legal heir, and I am the day I was born because of the attachment to the addendum my father did in 36. He was married to my mom, Claudia Ruth O'Keefe, who was the legal queen, and they stayed married till they died. The double married Wallace, and he died in 72. So this is April Fool Day of 80, my family was really destroyed. And Mark's heir after me, and then Scott. So this is my dad, and this is the man who helped take him down with the Rothschilds and Rockefellers that control your press. And I was writing about mind control murders. Tucson, Arizona, Gabby Gifford. Mark and Scott, got my son's names Mark and Scott, twins. Mark's married to Gabby Gifford, who wants the guns. She was a former congressman. Now I want to go to this real quick. Larry Flynt was one of the mind control shooters that shot Mr. Flynt, was under mind control. He's put to death. Tucson, Arizona. He's being treated for, not Tucson, Aurora, Colorado. He's being treated for mental illness when he's under mind control to commit those murders. He's a victim, like Virginia Tech here. But this is Mr. Flynt. I was doing the book and trying to expose misuse of mental health. And here you got William, who's illegal and living my life and my son's life and title, living in our homes and spending our money. They know I'm here. Believe me, they do. They know all about me. This woman's renowned. She's a traitor and a crook and a war criminal. So's her dad. This is Larry Flynt. He says I know who was responsible for his shooting in Lawrenceville. They did this article, April of 84, and sent to me. So I don't know if this will go up or not, but William has suddenly come out. He and the New Royals, they're going to promote themselves. And I'm going to get this up, I hope. I haven't told this before. In 62, my husband and I moved back to Huntsville, Alabama. And the boys were 11 and a half months apart, so I don't even think that was the problem. Then I went to Hyman Miller, a Jew. I didn't know about my kidnapping, about the Jews taking me out, killing me all my life, really. I went to Hyman Miller, and his wife was a German Jew, and he was a Jew in Huntsville. And you didn't have that many doctors there. There was just one psychiatrist there. I went to him, and I know personally that he raped Peggy Lauderdale Ferguson. Ferguson Lauderdale, excuse me. Took her in the back room. I guess that's therapy. He hypnotized her and made her look at the vent. And he did this, that sorry sot. To more than one person. Anyway, I ended up going there with no illness, misdiagnosed, almost like diagnosis murder, and with Dick Van Dyke. And how would you like to go and be misdiagnosed? And let's say you had the cancer and they diagnosed the flu and treated you. But in this case, it's a diagnosis that follows you and it's hard to undo. So I'm going to stop with this. Berg was a doctor. Dr. Berg was an anesthesiologist to Hyman Miller. And over a period of about 4 or 5 years, they destroyed me. I was taken in, my husband was part of it. I was taken in on a weekly or 2 times a week for a long period of time and given shock. Shock, shock, shock. I hope and pray to God. Then the next doctor that comes, I hope it's shown. Next doctor, if you call them doctors, was Victor Gonzalez. He was born in Mexico and brought over, and I'll just put this. He was in Dallas at Parkland when Kennedy, who helped kidnap me, was brought in and shot. He ends up in Huntsville when I'm there. And Hyman Miller's doing this to me. Now then, my husband goes with Lockheed Marietta in Marietta, Georgia. And Gonzalez is now at Lenox Twin Towers, Lenox Square, psychiatry. And he was a child psychiatrist, supposedly. Anyway, he's working for Parkwood. And I was writing about the misuse of psychiatry, the programming, like programming Flint, programming, all these lists of them, the Virginia Tech, etc. And here's William suddenly coming out, really strange. They're nothing but lying SOBs is all they are. They're war criminals, Elizabeth and her father and the whole bunch over there now. So I'm going to quit because I've been knocked off 2 times. And I don't have a studio. I have scabies right now, and I'm so sick. It gets your immune system, especially when you're old. I've been left homeless and penniless. And watching this woman who's renowned, she's a traitor and war criminal. And I'll leave it at that.